Hello again, this is Vildra. I am back. This time it's another speed build. I tried to do another build, but it was too complicated for me. It was a big turn of the century mansion, and it had a souterrain half floor, well, I gave it up. So instead I thought I'd continue in Windenburg, and since this is a place with Tudor style, I looked at Tudor cottages on the internet to find inspiration, and I found some photos of Tudor cottages, and I picked one that I used as a model for this house. It's not quite the same though, but similar in shape at least. It's basically just 3 boxes and a little patio. It was a bit difficult to build on this lot because, as you can see, there are big fences around it, and as soon as you back away with the camera to see better, the camera jumps. It was also really hard to place the chimney. I used one of the chimneys that I sized up, which unfortunately made the stone look totally different from the walls. I think it looked the same in original. And initially I wanted to make it look really, really old, but I think I have to settle for it being restored gently, because the chimney is very clean, and the walls don't turn out that dirty either. But my original idea was to make it look old. I think I changed that later. This house, unlike the previous one I made, is very small in comparison to the lot it's on. Yeah, well, you can see here in the bathroom I tried to take scruffy old stuff, but I then decide that this has been restored. We're not going to use these items, so I instead go for the vampire pack items. I don't know why I did. I thought they looked, well, they were sort of, I don't know really, but they looked kind of a bit old-fashioned, like this was restored 100 years ago. And I also decided that the interior walls would look the same as the exterior ones, because I saw there was only one photo I found that showed an interior. That was not of the one I am using as inspiration for this one, but as far as I could see, the interior walls were the same on that house. And also there were big beams in the ceiling. I don't know how to do that, so you won't see that here though. Come to think of it, maybe I should have knocked out the ceiling, but I didn't think of that either, and I don't know how good it would look. But this is just one story, one floor. I had a bit of a struggle figuring out where to put the kitchen, and everything is minimal here. There will be no electronics, no computers or TVs or anything like that, and I had to go for small pieces of furniture. But I think there is everything you need here. I will change the bed later on for a double bed, so you can have 2 SIMS here. There is a functioning bathroom, and you can cook. There is a mirror in the bathroom. You have to use the bathroom sink to wash up the dishes. I put in later a wash tub and hamper, so you can do the laundry, and the clothesline, so you can do laundry stuff as well. There will be a dresser and a bookcase. I think that is all you need. But there are no extras, and there's very, very little space in this. This is a tiny house. After I built it, before I made this video, I play tested everything, and there were things that just didn't work, so I had to switch things around a little. One thing I found that didn't work, and that took me a while to understand what it was that I used a chandelier that hangs too low, so the sim couldn't pass it. Also, I moved around the clutter a bit, and I had some clutter on the stove, and I realized that that doesn't go. But otherwise, yeah, and I also built a sort of gazebo thing in the garden with monkey bars. That didn't work either. But I'm struggling a bit with curtains here. It was hard to find a curtain for the last window because the stove is right below, so it couldn't hang down into the stove. And the one I had, I really wanted that, but I couldn't make it stick in a good place. It's constantly this problem with curtains. And I also decided already when I put the little dining table in that I would go for orange as the theme color, which is very unusual for me. I'm not an orange person. I think it's probably because it doesn't suit me to wear orange, so I don't care for orange, but it's a nice and bright color. And I did manage to avoid using only white flowers in the garden for once. So I have different color schemes in different areas, but I couldn't resist those white flowers that grow up against the wall because those are awesome. I struggled a bit with the bookcase and I couldn't decide where to put it, but I will shift it around. Now I'm putting in chandeliers, and I accidentally pick one that is way too big. I think it's from Vampire Pack. But I tried to make it rustic. It's kind of old looking floorboards and stone floor in the bathroom. I think the door is island living. And there's something weird with the chimney, because depending on how I place it, it goes kind of dark, like it's in shadow of something. And I don't know what that is, but I also went in afterwards and changed stuff. I think I managed to do extra footage of that. This is just one room, and a small bathroom. So here I actually work in the room, but I don't completely finish it because I found stuff when I play tested that made me have to shift things around. And I also saw when I took screenshots that I had moved one piece of furniture, and then there goes the huge chandelier, and I had missed adjusting things that were sort of depending on where the furniture was. Like there was a bed light that was stuck in the wrong place of the wall, and I moved the bed, and then it was completely off. Here I'm trying to establish some sort of structural integrity for the roof. I'm picking stone for the outside seating area, and as it turned out, I picked the same stone as on the bathroom floor. I realized there was no match in the terrain tools, so I just paved the whole thing. And I found that my favorite rug and couch, also that pattern came on chairs, so I picked that one, of course. Since the house is so small, I wanted to make little areas outside where you could sit, because it's tiny. And I wanted lots of flowers, and I realized, oh my gosh, I have to fill the garden with something. And well, here goes the white flowers. I will dial down on those later, but I went crazy at first. And I'm really fond of the ivy. But I realized I went overboard with it, so I dial it down a bit afterwards, later. I wasn't sure about the roofs, but the photo I looked at, it had roofs much like this, but I later changed it because, well, the thing is, I went in because I forgot when I did the first upload, I forgot to change the color of the roof trim, so it was white, and that wasn't good. And then it turned out there was no colors to fit the roof, so I changed the entire roof. Here I'm building a planting. Do you recognize these flowers? But I will mix them up actually with red flowers. I love those trees with the red flowers. I found they're really colorful. And I'm making a pond. Ponds are nice. And I love the lily pads. And don't ask me why I put a frog in it. That was spur of the moment. Which is, everything I do is spur of the moment, really. I had no idea what to put in this house before I started. Since I looked at a picture for inspiration, I had an idea about the outside, but no clue about the inside, so everything is spur of the moment. Figuring what do I put around this pond if I'm not going to use the white flowers. And I couldn't think of anything, so I did something else for a bit. I found some ferns for greenery. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't. The ponds have such a sharp edge, so it kind of feels necessary to. I found the bougainvillea. I really like bougainvillea. It's because the edges of the ponds are so marked. It feels like you really have to go around the whole pond and cover it with stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I like those window boxes I found there before that fit the style. And well, I guess there's a thought behind that. They fit perfectly under those small windows. Okay, next try with the flowers. And here comes the white flowers, but not in white this time. So this kind of breaks off because in the other planting I have red and white. Here it goes pink and purple. I like that too. But I don't know, I hope it doesn't clash. If you hate it, you can rip it out. And these cypress trees, they were on the lot to begin with. And I had some idea in the beginning of kind of putting a whole row of them in the back to sort of get some privacy in the garden. But I think I'd throw them out later. And I wanted some kind of wildflower patches. And remembering the screenshots, I wonder if that the corner tree with the white flowers, if that sort of went missing, because there was a gap in that planting that looked like there had been a tree. Not sure if it was just on the screenshot it was hidden or if it's actually gone. I don't know. And need more trees. Found a big one. But I also had other ideas later about what to do in the garden. And as usual, I'm rummaging through the catalogue to see if I can find something that I can use. And there I found the monkey bars from the Romantic Garden stuff pack. And I thought, well, hey, maybe I can build some sort of gazebo-like place here with the bougainvillea, which I like. And I kind of liked how it turned out, but then I figured it was not enough room there. So I decided to move it to the back of the house and use 2 of them. And I put a lot of work into this. But later on I play tested it, and the sim couldn't sit under it. So it was a nice idea, but it doesn't work. So I had to tear it up again. But if you put something under, you can put sort of a, I don't know if there's something you can put under it. I think I tried with different kinds of furniture, but it didn't work. It was too low. But it's odd that it was, because it's tall enough for the sim to be able to... Oh, it's that big pink tree. It's also not on the screenshot. Maybe I've just zoomed out. I hope it's still on the lot, but I haven't deleted it by accident, because there was a brown spot in the lawn there, trying to grass things up a little around the tree trunks where they grow. And trying to not do the exact same thing around all the trees, which is, well, I don't know how I did on that. What's next? Oh, a grill, of course. I need a grill. Found a little bird house and a bird bath and a well. I love the well. I thought that fit really well. Sadly, there was no roof that quite fitted, but... And then I found this one. I thought, I guess it's sort of a gazebo thing, but I used it instead as an open greenhouse kind of thing. And I went for the crafted flower boxes, because I thought they looked older, so they looked like they fit better. And then I put the clothesline sort of in the back, out of sight. And now I'm just looking at stuff, I think. Yeah, those from the Magic Realm, those are nice. I sized them down because I felt they should, if you hang flowers to dry, it should be close to the chimney. I don't know. I imagine that the stove, which has wood under it, goes through the chimney. Not sure it works like that, but... I don't know. I wanted it to be homey and warm and cozy and a bit rustic, but still not look totally dated. I don't know if I succeeded. Random cluttering on the shelf as usual. I spent so much time looking through the catalogue, so I really don't want to go through each section more than once and try to get everything I need from it at once, because it takes so much time to just scroll through the catalogue. spinning sink. I don't know. I think I instinctively hold down the mouse button and then things go around like propellers. I was struggling a bit with that bookcase. I kept putting it at an angle until I realized that there's no point in doing that. Everything just becomes awkward. I think I straighten it out after a while. Not that much kitchen clutter here. There's only 2 counters, and they need access to a counter to be able to cook. I did put some clutter at the very back of them though. But I had to restrain myself here. I couldn't go crazy like I did on the other one, the other build. So I'm trying to cram in stuff as much as I can without overdoing it. I think that is, and now I'm gonna put in that coffee pot as well because it took too much space. I put it on the dining table, but it took too much space. And then I tried putting it on the stove. But when I did that, the sim couldn't cook. Not quite happy with the roofs, but because I looked at the neighbors and I got a black roof, but I didn't feel like it fitted. I would have wanted a dark brown roof, and I will get that later on. I sized that lamp down, I think. And finally, I give up and I put the bookshelf at a straight angle. Here I've been playtesting and realized that it doesn't work. I have to think of something else, so I'm scrolling through the catalog again to find something else to build it with, because I really wanted a seating area that is a bit secluded, protected from nosy neighbors' sight. So I used these thingies. I think the trellis is from Island Living. And I was happy that it was brown as well, because it goes with the brown on the house. And maybe I should have had another table there. I think there's one that matches the chairs, a round one. I still had to have the bougainvillea, of course. Yes, she can sit and she can grill. And I closed it off, so it's only got one open. I thought it turned out quite nicely. I was happy with it. But it's a really small table. I think I found a vase that I sized down eventually. I found a lot of other things while I was looking for it, as usual. There. All set. Testing the bed bath. Testing the washing. There's a bit of play testing here in the middle. I had to change a few things afterwards. But the laundry works. Oh, and we had vampire visit when I was play testing the bed. There was this vampire that came to visit. I don't think he bit me though. I think he just dazed me and came on to me. Forgot a bin. And I had no hamper. And those are the welcome wagon. also where to put the hamper. The bathroom was too small, so I actually put it next to the bed. Not optimal, but I didn't have much choice. And here I took out the chandelier because it was hanging too low. I couldn't get the sim to walk past it. Now I've discovered I'm not happy with the roof trims, and that was after I uploaded it the first time. And I really wanted a thatched roof, but it wasn't until I saw there was a thatched roof trim that I actually thought, hey, this is great. And I also realized I had the wrong roof type, so I switched. And I also made it bigger because it was supposed to go all the way out to the edge of the chimney, and I had made it too small. So I had to adjust all the items and fix it. And then I play tested again, and I had to move the chair and tables because she had a hard time walking past it. I also wanted a lantern out there, and lighting is good. Clutter. It's stuck to the table. Couldn't get it down on the ground. But I think I blocked it off there with the lantern and the chairs, so I moved those before the screenshots. And then I discovered there was stuff sticking out of the chimney, and I had ivy on it to begin with, and somehow I managed to move the chimney. More lights inside. I really try to maximize the usage of what little space there is. But I hope there is everything in there that you need. That was a mistake, putting the coffee pot on the stove, because then she couldn't cook. So I move it later and put it on the counter. But I checked that it worked, having it on the counter. She still could cook. Well, we're getting close to the screenshots, so I will thank you for watching. And if you liked it, you can download it from the gallery. My origin ID is Vildra. You can also follow me on Twitter, where I am at Vildra Gaming, YT. And if you liked it, please subscribe and like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair with those eyes so bright. They look into my soul and it sparks my life. Can I take you there? Like it was the first time. Do you remember? Can I take you there? Back to when we felt like this was forever. Can I take you there? Like it was the first time. Do you remember? Can I take you there? You're all I need. Can I take you there? Can I take you there? For the wrong guys, they keep telling me it's alright. How could I be so blind? I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair with those eyes so bright. They look into my soul and it sparks my life. Can I take you there? Like it was the first time. take you there? Back to when we felt like this was forever. Can I take you there? Like it was the first time, do you remember? Can I take you there? You're all I need. Can I take you there? Can I take you there? Take you there.